Okay.
Oh no, not another sit-down video.
Okay, so today I'm here with my brother Andrew. We are making a collab video. On my channel, we are doing top 10 games. And on his channel, we're doing top 10 movies.
So the respective links will be on each other's videos for the other video. So if you want to check that out, click the link at the end. Alright, so first we're gonna do games. It's not top 10 games of 2017. It's not necessarily top 10 games of one like console generation either. I know for me I have one game that is a little bit older and then all the rest are within the last like 5 years. So Alex will go first.
So my first game I selected was Grand Theft Auto 5. It is the game I have played the most throughout my life, really. Like, since it's been out, I've played this so much more than any other game. I really like it.
What do you like about it?
I like the missions, they're pretty fun. Everything you can do on it is really fun. I like the end of the game. You have so much money and you can just go buy like random stuff.
Right, you get to like mod your vehicles and stuff. It's
Yeah.
so much fun. So my top #1 game is Fallout 3. This is a game that, so when I was like, I don't even remember, I think it came out roughly 10 years ago. I'm bad with dates. But I mean, I would have been like 14 or 13 or maybe 15, who knows, somewhere in there. But this was like the first video game that I went out and I spent my own money on it and I bought it, and I had heard about it and heard it was gonna be really good. And I literally I bought that game the day I bought it. I played it until like 10 o'clock at night after getting home, and that was a school night. The next morning, I literally woke up at like 4 a.m. so that I could play from 4 a.m. to like 7 and then get ready for school and go to school, and then I came home and just repeat that cycle. I played it obsessively, and that's literally that cycle carried on for like a few weeks. Within a certain time frame, I had like 90 hours into that game and just a couple weeks of doing that with school. I mean, it's just I still love it to this day. I actually just replayed it about a month and a half ago. I didn't finish it, but I got like halfway through it. And it was still fun. You know, there's just so much to play that it's hard to justify putting too much time into it, but I do love it.
Second game I have on my list is Gears of War 3, which I first played on my Xbox 360, and I thought it was really fun because, you know, it's kind of like a storyline where you're like always on the move, basically. It was really fun, and I think it was pretty cool that you can play 2-player on it.
Stop looking down.
It was a really fun game for me. Sorry.
So I think the rest of them, just so we don't give you guys like a 20-minute video, we don't need to just like talk forever about them. I think the first ones were really good to like talk a lot about, and then you can give like a little bit, but I think we'll keep it a little quicker, especially because this isn't like an all-time or a by year, and this is just like our favorite games that we could think of right off the bat. So I've got kind of like a combination of systems here. Fallout 3, I had that on Xbox 360. My second game just came out this year. It is called The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. It won a lot of Game of the Year awards, so obviously it's like a top pick. But I literally, I got that game with the Nintendo Switch day one, and I could not play that game enough. I could not put it down. It was so much fun. I mean, I put just over 100 hours into it. Amazing game.
The third game on my list is Call of Duty World War II, and I played it like once or twice on my brother's laptop, and I really like the details about it. It was really fun to play. That's it.
Sticking with the run of RPGs, in case you couldn't tell, I like RPGs. My third game would be The Witcher 3. That was played on the Xbox. No, it was not. That was played on the PS4. That was just a fantastic game. Enough said.
Forza Horizon 3 is a game I played on my Xbox, and it's really
That's
fun.
a good one.
It's different from the Forza Motorsports, where you're not just going to races, you also can like free drive around, which is really cool. I just really like it.
Okay, game number 4. This is like a seriously underrated game that I loved. I feel like a lot of people didn't, especially by the fact that it's been like pretty much confirmed that they're not doing a sequel. That game is Sunset Overdrive. It was so much fun. If you ever played Batman Arkham Knight, so it reminds me a lot of that, just like the grappling hook and the running around, just the whole movement system it was a lot of fun. That game, I mean, I have games that I really like the story, and I really like, you know, how the shooting is or whatever, but that game was just fun to play. So if you haven't played it, go play it on Xbox exclusive.
Next game I have on my list is Forza Motorsport 7. I just recently got this for my Christmas, and I like it. It reminded me of Forza Horizon. It was just fun.
Just fun. To be fair, he's only had an Xbox One for
2 months.
2 months,
Ish.
whereas I had mine for several years.
Yeah, I was on the
And a
Xbox
PS4
360.
and a Nintendo Switch.
Now I have a PS3, Xbox 360, and Xbox One.
So next on my list, again following in that whole RPG theme, is Fallout 4. Really good game. Definitely didn't like live up to, I think, the hype. It was just like way overhyped and over talked about and everything, which let a lot of people down about it. But I still think it was a fantastic game. I loved it. I had, again, over 100 hours into that game. It was a ton of fun. So good job, Bethesda.
The next game I have on my list is Batman Arkham Knight. He just mentioned it because it reminds him to Sunset Overdrive, but this is the game he was talking about. It's really fun. Use the grapple hook and glide around and drive the Batmobile, and you can use it, and it like turns into you can shoot it while you can shoot.
Turns into a tank.
It's just
And
really.
you can rotate on your axis like a DJI Mavic Pro. Drone plug.
It's just really cool and fun.
So next on my list, we're on number 6. By the way, keeping on track with Bethesda, just because they're awesome. They're actually one of my favorite game companies. I would have thrown Skyrim on this list. Little tangent here. But I feel like that's kind of like an overplayed favorite game. Everyone knows it's amazing. So what I'm actually talking about would be Doom. Doom was another just ton of fun, and there's a lot of like little secrets. So if you're the type of person who likes to have to search around on the map to really find things and go out of your way to find the secrets, that's a game for you. I loved it.
The next game I have on my list is Just Cause 3. This is kind of similar to Batman Arkham Knight. You have a grapple hook and you glide around. I played this for so long. When I went back to Grand Theft Auto, I got like kind of bored with Grand Theft Auto and confused like about the controls because I haven't played in so long. The gliding part is my favorite part about this game.
Yeah, I should have brought that up when I was talking about Sunset Overdrive, because they're very similar in that. Just all the movement mechanics, I love that in a game. So next on my list is gonna be, for number 7, a game called Thief. This is a game that came out when the Xbox One first came out, and it was one of the first games that I had on it, and it's a very it's also RPG like, and it's a very stealth oriented game. and one of my other favorite style of games, other than like the movement things I'm talking about and just RPG, is just any game where you have like a bow and arrow. And so the bow and arrow in Thief is like a huge part of the game mechanics. You know, very similar to Far Cry Primal, so very similar to like Far Cry Primal and Horizon Zero Dawn. I mean, just I love the whole bow and arrow mechanic. Who doesn't? It's a ton of fun. And just all the stealth aspects of the game and the crafting, and it was just a really, really well-made game. So that's my number 7. On to Alex for number 8.
Okay. Next game on my list is Madden NFL 18. I thought it was really fun because it had the story mode, which I got like halfway through and then I just
top-notch story mode.
Really about that game.
Number 8 for me is going to be Super Mario Odyssey for the Nintendo Switch. And that's another, I mean, Nintendo has been knocking it out of the ballpark with their games lately. Especially just with the Nintendo Switch in general. It's a fantastic system. It's a ton of fun. And Super Mario Odyssey, I mean, it's just like, I put, like, I don't know how many hours, but just a ton of hours into finding all the moons. And then even after you beat it, there's just like so much to do, so many more to find. Really, really, really fun game. Really creative, all the like using Cappy and throwing it to become other creatures. It was awesome.
The next game I have on my list is Terraria, which I am playing on my Xbox 360. It's kind of like Minecraft, but it's like a little different, kind of.
Like you said, he's only had his Xbox for, even though that's Xbox 360, but I've had a lot longer to curate a gaming history and a knowledge base of games.
True. Plus, I don't play this as much as some of the other games I play.
So the next one on my list, being number 9, is a PS4 game. And again, like, I'm not partial to any one system. You have people who are like, oh, Xbox, oh, PS4, whatever. And, you know, just like anything, I love them all. They all have different games. They're all a lot of fun. So my number 9 game is The Last Guardian on PS4. And I feel like that game got a lot of hate, and I think that was, again, just because it got like way overhyped. Especially just the length of the development time that went into it, and people were just so excited about it. But it was still, I mean, if you just like take a step back and just play the game for what it's worth, 1, it was beautiful, 2, the mechanics were like crazy, the puzzles were fun, and it was just an awesome game.
The game I have on my list is this new game I just got like a little over a week ago, called Mud Runner. And we're really just like in a bunch of different trucks going through the mud, bringing wood, gas,
Cargo.
Stuff, yeah, cargo. It's just kind of an interesting game.
Alright, and my number 10 game is called Dying Light. Is kind of like a free-running, zombie-killing RPG. It's a ton of fun. It gets pretty hard. Especially like it goes to night mode and the zombies get stronger. Then there are these like super zombies that are like really intense. But it was just, it's a really good, like, again with the movement mechanics, I mean that really can make or break a game. And they did a really good job on that one. So that wraps up our top 10 games. If you click the link right here,
Maybe.
or here,
Or here.
one of the links, there'll be a link to my channel. And so actually I'll tell you, right here will be the link to my channel to subscribe. Right up here, this area
Will be mine.
is the link to his channel. And then up in this corner, his
My
face is going to be the link to my top 10, to our top 10 movies video. So click those links. If you like what you've seen, leave a comment or subscribe or leave a like. And we'll see you guys in the next video.